First of all, I think your analysis was very straight line. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing frogs.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Prasad, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go along that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they were talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD.
I got nothing.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Come on, Lou Taylor. That's good. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
okay,
an
it's good to-
erratic
Mikhail
detective, Mikhail Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? Look, how you deal with that? You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Kingdom, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that. Hi there. Welcome to the call-in edition of the Freddie Kissoon Show. Every Friday, we open the lines for 1.5 hours, and you can talk about anything under the sun, under the moon, anything at all you want to talk about, in which we can learn, the people who are looking at the show can learn, or we can contradict the false thing you are saying so people can learn too. So it's a live program in which we accept your calls. It's been quite a long ride on these call-in programs. I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot about the humanity of people, the ignorance of people also, and the need of people to express themselves, and this forum gives them such an avenue to walk. I am on the console alone. Hopefully we'll have somebody to share the platform with me next Friday. But I'm going to do it alone. I've done it several times, and I don't think I have done badly. My cell phone is not a WhatsApp phone, so you can't call me. The diaspora people will have to call the landline 231-2982. You can call me on my cell phone 614-5927. I'll repeat that as we go along. 614-5927. Now, if you need to say something, you need to inform us about something has happened, call me, and then I will convey it to the thousands of viewers who look at this program each time it's on. So my cell number is 614-5927. Just call me to tell me about something that should be told to the nation. Something should be said. So the lines are open. I am going to do my normal preliminary round. But if while doing that the phone rings, the phone caller is given priority always since this program started. And as you know, since this program started, we've been using bottled water. Some people say it's not nice, it doesn't look good. I've heard this the past 2.5 years. Why don't you use glass? But why don't you use bottle? We have to deconstruct language. We have to deconstruct behavior. We have to deconstruct values. If using a glass of water was presentable, life is about changes. I see nothing wrong with us having a bottle of water, and when you want to drink, you drink. And so many important people in Guyana have been on this program, and we've given them a bottle of water. If there are prominent people coming on this program and they're foreigners, they'll have to drink from the bottle, because why should we stereotype life that it should be in a glass? One of the sad things about the people who live in countries that were colonized is how their minds have been so sponge-like that they just soak up all these narratives, all the theories, all the fictionalization, all the subliminal messages, and they regurgitate it as if it's the facts of life. It's not. Let me tell you what one of the guests said on this program. And he was the guest, and the topic wasn't the role of the Americans in the world, so I didn't want to pursue it. But this is a very prominent guy in Guyana, and he said, whenever the United States withdraw from world politics and things that are happening in the world, it's in political theory or in international relation theory, it's called isolationism. The world becomes unsafe. So he picked that up from 100 years of indoctrination by the West and America about the role of the United States. United States has been one of the greatest aggressor, well, not greatest, one of the most infamous aggressor in the history of empires. There's nothing safe about the world when the United States is dominating the world. Now, why we think that is so is because they rammed that down our throats for a century. So people just regurgitate these things. People come on this program and say X, Y, and Z. It's X, Y, and Z. People come on this program and vulgarize languages. They say anyways. It's anyway, I will see you tomorrow. How could it be anyways? You know, because the Americans say that. The Americans have done enormous damage to world cultures, world religions, and world civilization. They refer to autumn as fall. So I don't know why they don't refer to winter as snow. So they say, I will see you in the fall, rather than I will see you in autumn. So they should say, I'll see you in the snow instead of winter. So people just regurgitate these narratives that have been rammed down their throats. And sadly, some among us in the third world still believe that. Could you imagine the vulgarity, the indecency that some black countries, some non-white countries in the Caribbean still have the Privy Council as their court of appeal? Which country judiciary is better than the Caribbean Court of Justice, with top-class jurists that are objective and professional? And people run Jamaica, Trinidad. Isn't that, what word do you use for that? Evil? That the Jamaicans who give the world reggae, give the world some fantastic music songs, give the world Usain Bolt, give the world Bob Marley, give the world Chris Gayle, one of the greatest cricketers ever. They run to London for the white judges to give them judgment rather than their own post-colonial judges. And there is nothing exemplary about the British judiciary. The American judiciary is vulgar and indecent. The Supreme Court, the profanity of the federal Supreme Court in the United States has no parallel in the world. Those people, some of those people are corrupt. Have you ever heard about Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court judge, and what the scandals that he's been involved in. Supreme Court judges in the United States are picked not because of their erudition, because of their politics. And we have the great Jamaican country, and we have Trinidad and some islands in the Caribbean that send their lawyers till to London. So these people are actually telling us that those judges in the Caribbean Court of Appeal, they're not up to standard. What a trashy mind that could conclude that after 60 years of independence. And so this topic that I'm bringing up here was motivated by the American reaction to the International Criminal Court issuing a warrant for Netanyahu. And this guy, who was a guest on this program, said, when America withdraws from world affairs, the world becomes unsafe. Now, this is a criminal court of top-class jurists that sits not in Iran, not in China, in a Western country that is part of the European Union and NATO. And they issue an arrest warrant for one of history's most notorious and obnoxious war criminal, the Prime Minister of Israel, who should have been hauled before the court and sentenced to death for committing one of the worst acts of genocide. Of course, if he is found guilty, they don't carry out the death sentence in The Hague, where the International Criminal Court of Justice is, but he should be put to death for the crimes that he's committed against humanity. He's an obnoxious human being, Benjamin Netanyahu. He has done worse to his fellow human beings than what the Nazis have done. When you look at what the Jewish government is doing in Gaza and Beirut, they make the Nazis look like angels. The Nazis capture thousands and thousands of prisoners and fed them, housed them, and after the war they were released. You know what the Israelis do in Gaza? They don't take prisoners. When they capture you, they shoot you and kill you. You know what they did to 3 hostages? 3 hostages escaped in Gaza and were holding the white cloth, meaning they surrendered this, and they shot the 3 persons only to find out that they were Israeli hostages. So the 3 Hamas, if it was 3 Hamas people that had surrendered, they would have shot them. They don't take prisoners, they just kill people. The Nazis did not do that. So the Americans say, we don't recognize the arrest warrant for Netanyahu. And these people are so sickening that they recognize the arrest warrant for Putin. So what they're telling the whole world of 8 billion people, look, what we say is truth, what we say is fact. What other people say is nonsense. We say Netanyahu is a nice man. The International Criminal Court say he is a war criminal. That is not true. What we say is truthful. That is what has happened. This man have bombed Gaza, sent bombs to bomb schools, hospitals, still doing it since October last year. And the International Criminal Court issue a warrant for his arrest. And the Americans say they reject that. And then they're telling Guyana, Jamaica, India, they're telling more than 200 countries in the world, Putin is a bad man. That man invaded Ukraine. You must side with us. You must side with us and ostracize Putin. So we must do that to Putin because they say so. And we must treat Netanyahu as a normal human being because they say so. That's the world we live in today. That's the American way of looking at the world. That's the Western way of looking at the world. And they transported that into our minds 50, 60, 70 years ago. And we still believe that. We still run to their court in London. And to make mad and to... What an obnoxious Prime Minister Kamala Bissessar was in Trinidad, and Keith Rowley is in Trinidad. The Caribbean Court of Justice is in Trinidad, and Kamala Bissessar, hope she never comes back, and Keith Rowley refused to join the Caribbean Court of Justice. They go to London to get the judge to pronounce on cases. You know how expensive it is to travel to the Caribbean to London? And when I'm sure some of those lawyers, when they go to defend their cases, and they get hassled at immigration in London. That is what the West has done to us. Despite all that Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Frantz Fanon, Walter Rodney, Edward Said, despite all those fantastic scholars and what they wrote about what colonialism has done to us, there are millions in the third world that believe the trash, the miasma, the fictionalization, the cultural deformations that were thrusted upon us by the colonials. And we believe, and we still believe that the most racist country that civilization has produced, is an exceptional country, the United States. Do you know how the United States treated non-white and black people? They would have signs that says, no Negroes and no dogs allowed. Do you know the thousands that were hanged and executed for just being African Americans? The Nazis and Americans, now the Jewish state of Israel, are three of the most racist states that history has produced. One of the greatest footballers in the UK said, the United States is an extraordinarily racist country. Do you realize some of the billionaires in the United States who are black, some of the biggest names in the world, if they go, who are blacks, they driving home a morning at 2 a.m. and they get into a confrontation with the police, and the police don't know that it's LeBron James or Denzel Washington, they can lose their lives. Police don't shoot black people like that in the United States. And some of us in the global south, we used to call it the third world, in the global south say the United States is an exceptional country. Do you know which country is 1 trillion miles ahead of the United States as a beautiful, phenomenal country? Its leader was here yesterday. India, more than 200 different languages, more than dozens and dozens of cultures. 1.3 billion people, and those people run their democracy excellently. There are no serial killers. There are no people. Let's take this call. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kissoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. Now we calling from Providence by the Red Road Car Park. We get fed up with this nice new service.
This thing, why?
Oh, God.
Why this thing still going on? Eh?
Well, on your program.
I've heard you people calling on this program when Mr. Dharam Kumar Siraj was here, and I'm Siraj is my friend, so I'm not taking up for him. He gets things done. You know how much people Siraj helped on this program to call about water? What? So I don't have the answer for that. The president 2 weeks ago put a tongue lashing on people who are supposed to do their work. People say he should not have spoken like that. The shape of the meeting should... But the president is going to get blamed for those kinds of things. The Minister of Home Affairs should have dealt with that thing a long time ago. People were calling in.
But if you private car, loud music, drinking, whole day while working till late in the night. Right now, we try to get to the Providence station. The phone keep ringing out.
Oh, that's
Tone.
yeah. No, listen, let me tell you something. I don't care what people say about me. I never care what people say about me. I like Irfan Ali, and I think tremendously positively of Anand Lal. I am going to vote for Irfan Ali to continue as president. I think he deserves it. But some key players of this government need to be dressed down, and the president did the right thing. Minister Robson Ben should have confronted that cancer at Providence a long time ago.
This thing is a disease out there. If you see what's going on there right now, imagine the black one lane, the car park people, and the town where people coming out from inside the railroad. This thing is crazy.
Listen,
real overbearing now.
I want you to do something for me. There's going to be a co-host next Friday. Whoever it is, okay. they're going to have a smartphone. And when we put the phone on the screen, please send us pictures.
Yes, I got pictures, but I just listened. You were saying that you don't have WhatsApp on your number.
Right.
So I can get it next week. I can send it.
Yeah. Send it next week, and then we will probably forward it to Minister Robson Ben.
Okay.
People have complained about that thing. Listen, I know how you feel, and I know it's a cancer and it's evil, because I live opposite Movie Town, where they built a car park. Movie Town, that man who owns Movie Town, they originally designed that car park so they could hold bacchanals and fete, and people had to protest. And I know what those guys do Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. They adjust the motorcycle, and those people make terrifying noise. There's one guy, I don't know if he's the owner of Guyana or the people anoint him as the king of Guyana. This guy modify his car engine, and it's when you're racing and he goes around the Movie Town car park, and they have the Sheriff Street security right there. And that thing is being...
some here too. We got some here with these loud exhausts here too.
And that thing, you know that thing with that exhaust, if the government had nipped it in the bud, it would have stopped. When this thing started, if you nipped it in the bud, it would have ended. But now, that modification of that exhaust is all over Guyana. And so 2 o'clock you're sleeping.
Problem with the music too, this loud music.
But that is another evil that they should stop right away. What is Minister Robson Ben doing? Listen, I live on the railway embankment opposite Movie Town. There are some dance hall music. There are some parties that do not play as loud music as what is in those cars. I pass.
Really quick. When I tell you this thing is a lot of things vibrating. When
I pass.
You do everything.
I drive past weddings and big parties with loud music, and it's not as loud as what people play in the car. Those cars, why the police and the Ministry of Home Affairs do not stop this evil? Why they don't?
And don't talk about the kind of songs, you know. Oh, geez, the coursing, and it's like a big one.
You tell me, I know about this. I know about the dancehall lyrics.
Yeah.
I know about the parts of the human body that they refer to in the songs.
Yeah.
I live right opposite there.
Crazy.
I don't know what to say. You have this forum to express yourself, and thanks for expressing yourself.
Friday definitely.
Yeah. And if Minister Robson Ben is hearing this, if the police commission is hearing this, how could you accept this? How could you accept?
For a couple of years now. Since when Gildarian used to be.
Yeah, I know. That's 2.5 years ago.
I'm telling you.
You know what the friend said? God is dead, Marx is dead, and I'm not feeling too well myself. When you hear about these things, so I add on, God is dead, Marx is dead, Gandhi is dead, Mandela is dead, Gorbachev is dead, and I don't feel too well myself. That is a saying when a country, is surreal. When It looks lost. So.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Next week Friday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye-bye. Well, those people been calling in about that thing at Providencial. Gildari was here 2 years ago. Anyway, so the lines are open, 231-2982. If you want to call me to convey some message to anyone, just call me on my cell, 614. Good evening. Hello, yeah? Yeah, hello?
Yes, Freddie, I want to shed some light, right?
Yeah.
Israel, Gaza, and kind of thing. Bangladesh got a problem with the Hindus and the Muslims. The Muslims are killing Hindus, and nobody say nothing. I never hear comment about it.
The Muslims said,
Why don't start something else?
run that again back with me.
I said, the talk about Hamas, the talk about Israel.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Bangladesh got a problem now where the Muslims are killing in the Bengali temple.
The Muslims are what?
Why do you say that's the wrong thing?
The Muslims are doing what in Bangladesh? Hello? What are the Muslims? Anybody know what this gentleman is talking about? Can you please call back? The Muslims are doing what in Bangladesh? One of the things the thousands of people who look at this program would have learned, that you have a lot of stupid people that call in and say very stupid things. Very stupid things, but that's life. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, yes.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Kissoon.
Yeah.
Good night to you.
Good night.
This incident, what happened at 64 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you got to lower your phone or your TV, because I'm hearing back what we're discussing. Yeah. I'm hearing myself over your phone.
Yes, I'm talking to you now here.
Yeah, what happened at 64 Village?
Where the house been burned down with that 4 child and the mother.
Oh yes. That's
come out of the matter.
That's very tragic.
And that is very tragic. And the police, the commissioner of police, included Robertson Ben, who is the Home Affairs Minister, and the president, say he give his condolences to the people. The NSF put out an investigation. The same night that man get hold, the same night that man family burned to death in the house. They hold the man and his son, they hold the man for some cattle problem, right? Incident with cattle, and then they hold the son because the son go so confused that the child at the boy attack different thing for you go back and see your mother and your 2 brother and sister burned to death.
No, but before you go, before you continue, just try to protect the program. We don't want to get into any legal problem. Don't make no accusation against nobody and say they did this and they did that, right?
So,
that person could sue us.
Yeah, the investigation is supposed to go on concern that?
Yeah, well, you're saying they're supposed to have an investigation.
Yeah, they're supposed to look into that matter.
But you're sure they're not investigating it?
Not for me concerned, like me talk with them yesterday, concern this matter, nobody like them just keeping a deaf face and a blind eye, like we not call names then.
Okay.
Because this government taking office, they lack in law. If you see what happened at this road, accident to make drunk driver, do all kind of thing on this road. The police just keep a deaf ears and a blind eye. These men, most of them in Granger, them not rule this country properly. So the mom is strict with law more than this government. They need to be more caution with law. Now it's nuisance. Too much in this country with people with music in car and all kind of thing. Thing I do people when you're going again, no justice, no way. And they speaking, but then you have law and order and all kind of thing. This Minister of Home Affairs never keep on meeting with no community outreach with people and ask them about if how we can share our view with police or nothing like that.
I understand the way you feel. Yeah, I think.
So I'm not really calm name the what I say that they should do thing properly concern that thing.
Well, I would hope if that kind of tragedy need an investigation, I would think it is being looked at. I mean, maybe when you're doing these things, you don't issue a press release every day about what is going on. But I'm sure there must be, when you have a fire where a family burned to death, and the fire was suspicious, there will be, I'm sure there will be an investigation. I am sure.
I hope they them do that and do proper things.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thanks for coming through.
All right, good. Bye.
Good evening.
Hey, Freddie, good night, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. One has to try to do good in this life.
Yeah. We always have to try to do good, Freddie. And that's what you are doing here is very good, you know. Freddie, I want to ask something. There's no way that anybody could do something about these leaders, them that what blindfold them followers this in this country. People like what tell people what they must see, what they must hear, you know. This thing is a very hurtful thing, my brother. This thing does drive people crazy, does get people upset when people see the truth, right? We as Guyanese, we live in this country, right? Freddie, all of us live in this one country called Guyana, right? We see all this thing what going, there's all this development, what the country doing, all them hospitals, this what building roads, them all them, you know, everything what going on in this country. We live in this country and we see in this thing Guyana. This thing I do, but he got two leaders by. Them two leaders I use the followers' eyesight. Is what the followers them, is what the leaders want the followers them to see. That the onlyest thing to see. And this is bad, buddy. You understand? No matter what PNP government do and thing, these other leaders them in this country want to tell the followers them, no, that not happen, that not going on, no, them bitch, no, them thing that's not good, them a build road, what they want to build the people them, you know, what they want the people them must do, man, what else thing this government must do, why them a lie to their followers so, man, and why these followers them are so stupid, man, to listen to these people them, but
yeah.
This thing real terrible what go on, but this thing does hurt you when you see two of them, a man like Leonard and Avery Norton. You hear what I tell you? When they start to their lies, fooling people, misleading people like the devil, you know, like Satan, the devil and his demons them, these two people them is the exact print of devil.
Well,
Satan the devil.
Well, there's a problem.
Why they doing these things
But
to the followers? The followers, they're not blind, they live in this country, they see every good thing that's going on in this country.
All right. Stay on the line. Let me respond to you and then you can come back. There is a fault in your presentation, and I will tell you about that fault. Then we'll go on to look at another fault. Let me tell you what is the fault in your presentation. These people, the opposition, some civil society activists that don't like the government. When you listen to these people, and I'm sure you listen to them, these people are not as effective and influential as you think. You see Glenn Lal go on TikTok on it. It's a different thing when it comes to election. You know who's CN Sharma? Everybody in this country knew who was CN Sharma. CN Sharma there every day. Voice of the people, village talk, and all over the country. But people just look at CN Sharma and say, let me see what he's saying. And then CN Sharma fell in love with himself and formed a party. and he got less than 200 votes. You think, I understand how you feel. But when you listen to Norton and you listen to the AFC people and you go out there the way I do, let me tell you what. I don't drive, never drove with my car windows up. I live next to the Atlantic Ocean and it's very healthy to have that sea breeze in your car. I go to the border market. I buy my greens on a Sunday at border market. I buy Gale Bark at border fish market. Okay? And I talk to people and people talk to me. When you look at Glenlal and you listen to AFC and PNC, you think, oh my God, look what they're saying. They're influencing people. I'll tell you, Saul, I'll tell you this. That is what the Kaicho News and the Starbuck News print. Let me tell you something. Listen to this, and this should be an eye-opener for you. The Starbuck News hates the government. The Starbuck News writes an editorial every day and say, the Starbuck News never have an editorial since Dr. Ali became president that said something good about the government. I tell you this, Saul, the young people we have in this country, not even 2% of the young people in this country read the Starbuck News editorial. So when you pick up the Starbuck News editorial and you see the Starbuck News cussing the government, you may say, oh my God, what is this? Look what the Starbuck News is saying. But you talk to those young people, they don't read the Starbuck News editorial. They may read a big accident and 3 people get killed in the Starbuck News, but they don't read the editorial. You think Glenlal is forming a party, and I'm telling you this, Glenlal isn't going to get 50 votes. It's one thing to be listening to Glenlal and he's there on the program and just, auntie, uncle, oh, they're giving away all our money, oh, auntie, uncle. People find that amusing. You know, those security people, the whole night they have to secure the home of those big shots, and they're there on the smartphone and they're laughing at Glenlal. But I tell you this, don't run away. I know how you feel, but don't think these people influence is as widespread as you think. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. African Guyanese, you talk to those educated African Guyanese, those young African Guyanese, and they don't buy the nonsense Norton is saying. Now, the second thing I want to say is that the PPP need to put its people out there and defend what Dr. Ali is doing. He is a very innovative, different president. I live in this country and I see things are being done. But,
oh my God, look at all them hospitals.
But the government, you should not.
What thing do people
look.
live in this country big eyes to see.
You should not be the. Hold on. Hold on. You should.
See this thing are going on. You understand?
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Blasphemers, them are.
Yeah, wait a minute.
The 2 leaders, them are blasphemers.
Yeah, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You should not be the one to come on the phone and defend the government. It's the government minister that's supposed to defend the government. You know how many ministers we've invited to this program. Gildawi started this program with me. Gildawi is not anti-government. He likes President Ali. Akash Prasad succeeded Gildawi in this program. Akash Prasad likes President Ali, supports the government. I am a supporter of President Ali. So it's not a program where people will come and beat down on these ministers and the fight that they don't want to come. I'm a friend of the president. Gildawi and Akash Prasad. Now we have a new co-host, Leonard Craig. He writes in the Chronicle. He supports the government. Yet we can't get the government people to come in the program and bat for the government. You look how you doing it here. You know how many ministers we can get on the program?
only such a jackass them will believe them two leaders them. By them man, this just really.
Okay.
His Satan, the devil, and his.
All right. But you need to, before we go now, you need to reflect on two things. They're not as influential as people may think. And secondly, the government people have to come and defend the government in every forum. You know what I heard Vice President Jagdeo said? He urged people who support the government and support the PBP to go on their smartphone, go on Facebook and defend the government. I hope the government people are listening, and they must come here and tell the thousands of viewers about the things Dr. Ali government is doing. Anyway, thanks for coming through. You made your point.
Take care, my brother.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much for what you are doing.
Okay.
And whatever you're doing a good job, bro.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Bye-bye.
God bless you, bro.
Okay, bye-bye. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, sir. Good night.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. Shall I talk on the phone? Yes, sir. Good night.
Yeah, good night, man.
First and foremost, I want to tell you good night again. It's because something disturbing is happening in our country. Where the opposition is showing the blame on the Iron Lady, Gladys Singh. That woman passed through a trauma during the election. You can remember the specifics.
Yeah, of course.
And you want her to resign for what reason? These people are so foolish. What they're making a mockery of themselves in this whole world. Claudette is a woman of status, a woman with integrity. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. You're on the air. Yeah.
Why? How could such an opposition, does he have no other causes to fight for? Why you want the lady to resign for? There is no reason. And I want to congratulate the president for all the work he has done. All the presidents that walk this land. Mr. Muhammad Irfan Ali has walked the walk and talked the talk. He has done a tremendous job, which no other president, even Barack Jagdeo in his class, frankly spoken. Thank you very much.
Okay, man. Thanks for coming through. Hope to hear from you next week. Bye-bye. Okay. Good evening to you. You're on the air. Let's go. Yeah.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Just speak up a little bit.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm always doing all right. I know in this life you got to try to be happy.
I know. You gotta keep it up. Gotta keep up the good work. But I enjoy your program and everything, right? But one thing I want to tell you must do, you must try to be neutral. If somebody have a point, everybody must be able to be criticized and everything. If you can't criticize somebody, they could never do good. If somebody doing wrong, you must eject it. So if a citizen speak out against a wrong, they should be chastised on what they're saying or what they're doing because this person affiliated with the ruling party. We all should be patriots and not party followers. I don't believe in following no party. I'm a patriot of this soil, a true son of this soil. And if you're a true son of the soil, you must be there to take criticism. If you want to go to Guyana, we should looking at party color who there because we like a man and we who don't like this man. This is we country. And if we want to see good for we country, we will ever come out to somebody's mouth, even if it's from the side of the party or this side, if it's constructive criticism, we should not speak it down and try to tag down it with this person because some people just be given good points and good information to debunk the propaganda that is be putting out most of the time. Because any government in power, any part of this world that has got the propaganda machine for cover up the mess. And genuine, and yes, like I tell you, I always got great respect for you. You understand, Mr. Kissoon? Because I know you're a well-educated person. You came from UG. You pass through a lot also. Because you're a true son of the soil. The do you are kind of thing for talking the truth. You know though, both sides of the house. That's why I expect you to be balanced at all times. Because you know how both sides work. Nobody is not saint. Nobody is not saint. This thing with it has got put in honorable in front. I feel all of honorable should move from in front. They take away the honor. Because honor don't come so. There's not honor. If they understand the true meaning of honor, they would remove honor from all the minister name. Any side. Because honor is a serious thing. You know that. If you check the true meaning of the word honor, these guys don't live up to no honor. None of them, but no side. So we should allow the citizens them to have their own decision and see what they feel, because remember Guyana belongs to all of us. You understand, Mr. Kissoon?
Yeah, I would not cut off or stop anybody from coming and saying they think the government is not doing a good job. No, since the show started, we've had people from all kinds of parties.
Yeah. I know you doesn't.
I mean, we give
saying, like the call over Carl just now.
We give people.
It's like the call that Carl just now. You supposed to allow you for talk, and you don't say nothing to back it up, because remember now you're a host and you're supposed to be neutral.
No. What sometimes people call, and you have to explain to them there are some dimensions of the story or their thought.
So it's like he got your opinion, right? You like he keep your opinion, he could hear reviews, but yes, Carl things like we tell one earlier, don't talk things to put you into problems. You understand that they could sue you and do you certain things. So it's in that trend, when he come on hear an review, I like how you give you a chance to hear review, but when you hear he talking, he's a definite party stalwart, you would call them.
Well,
and for me, I am affiliated with no party, because what's them to please me and the people of Guyana, I just steer down all of them. What side? Because there's only one set of people we got, Guyanese people. We just try to segregate it with a race. They got no race in Guyana, because we Quatalawi is one thing running out, red. It's red. So we should be recognized as Guyanese. And we're not one set of Guyanese. You have French Guyana, Dutch Guyana, and British Guyana. So it's three sets of Guyanese if we don't focus. As a lecturer, you should know that. We neighbors, Guyanese are so, they only put it so in armies because it's Dutch attacking. But the true meaning is supposed to be Guyanese also, because it's Walado. You never know that?
Okay, I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Your program does be interesting. I like how you just give everybody a chance to bring all the minister, put who for talk, all of that. And the government's supposed to represent themselves, like we say. Nobody have to come out and represent the government. But the government is not perfect. They have a lot of flaws. And that's where the opposition is supposed to come in to criticize the flaws, that they could better it. It's only a stiff-necked government don't take criticism. If I was the president, I'm glad for the criticism, because they're going to make I get more smart. Eventually, they can't put me out of office, because when you criticize me, I'm going to look for salary. I'm going to try for better, though. So you're going to find nothing for talk. Eventually, you're going to find nothing for talk bad about me. You're going to have to praise me eventually. You see the program we see and Sharma used to do? That was a program I said the president at that time could have capitalized on, because everywhere Sharma would call like an agent for me. All them who with me know that some of me lazy minister, them don't go, and the NDC, them don't pay attention, because most of the time, these people at the bottom is making full up top their bad name. You know though, that they put in these positions, they just do their own thing in a tyrannical way, that the top blame. And all the follow the president, even if he got a good heart, and he want to do good, it's like we do the other man. And if you watch in the meeting there, I would say that meeting that the president called could take away like 10 points away from me, because remember, everything that they do reflects on you. I would have never do that, because I just like I make him look bad. I call me, showing them in front of me, and all him wrong with it they're doing, and they ain't getting nothing right, nothing in order. It's me house out of order. So they just tell you, like, what I doing? I by daddy top thinking I know what I doing, and they doing everything contrary to what I want to do. You understand? So in the way now, it's like you doing a harm to yourself for calling a meeting like that. Because now you're going to have to do a PR now for try to correct that. And I see try doing it. He call a press conference with some female journalists, and he try to debunk what happened earlier, and use a term, while he minister equivalent to the opposition, to the whole of the opposition minister them. How are you minister equivalent to the whole of the opposition minister, and just this month they can't get nothing right? That's out to the question. You understand? So certain things they gotta look at before the talk and come out. Everybody got flaws. We want thing, you know? It's things to the Guyanese people, put Guyanese people first. We not so be third class citizens in our own country. That's how we going down the road right now. We third class citizens in our own country. The Spanish them come in, doing what they want in we country, or we giving them free for all.
No man, don't say that. So far you sound like a reasonable person, and your output was reasonable.
Yeah.
You are going on the bent road there. This country has produced more than all the rest of the countries in the world. The largest percentage of people leaving. This country is number one. That has been recorded, and the statistics given in Forbes magazine. Guyana is the number one country for sending people outside. So don't knock Guyana for accepting people here.
Yeah,
you were going.
I respect what you said, Mr. Freddie, right? We accept people. It's not a bad thing, but like as Mr. Trump said, you have to do it in the right process.
Well, we're doing it in the right process. What? We are not. Spanish people, as you say, are not running over here by the thousands, and the police can't find them, and they're running past the police station. And no, people come here in an orderly fashion. They're registered, they've given visas, and they're given work permit. It's not like what is happening on the border. The United States have border with Mexico 1,000 miles, and people just climb over the wall. People just go under the barricade by the thousands. We don't have that in Guyana. Venezuelans are not running wild and overrunning Guyana. The Cubans and Brazilians are not doing that. So
I work most of my life in the interior. And though you tell it, I can tell you different. It's the interior I come from.
No, you have that in the interior, of course, but it's not. It's not as bad as it's not as bad as you make it out.
Guyana don't have a GPS tracking system. We don't have nothing in place to monitor anybody flying over we country and all these things. We don't have them things. We are way behind on a lot of things. It's things we need to put in place that we could get certain things in order in this country. You understand? These fine loopholes with there. Enough business with these countries, these people just capitalize on because they realize they are not vulnerable. All the time. We got a lot of loopholes within the ground. You understand? So see these things now we got to correct these fine things instead of the bickering and studying with the who say. That time we done this was say the president need to focus on the main things and get it in place. And like you say, now people don't listen to Glenn Lal, but you believe in Mr. Kissoon. A lot of young people, intelligent young people, just pay rapt attention to these programs because most of the things that they're saying is things that are out there in income people, and it's facts. It's not lies. So you can't say these men and say they are patriots in the soil. So if they vow sense for the Guyanese people get something better, me speaking them down and say bad about them.
No man, no man. Okay, look, we gotta go, but no man. You take for a mature man. You should know. You take human nature for granted when you're in the arena of politics. Well, people say, man, you just listen to what Fox News say. You just listen to what some newspapers say in the U.S. about people, immigrants coming over and eating people's pets. Glendale says a lot of things that are just. I mean, Glendale is not Glendale is not a Nigel Hughes or a Desmond Hoyt. Glendale is a wild man. Nigel Hughes is a very educated swabber. Right, so you can't compare opposition people saying things with Glendale. Glendale is a wild man that puts a lot of fictional thing in the page. You know what I saw Glendale did? I saw Glendale, the front page is people leaving Guyana, as reported by a journalist who visited Guyana. And the journalist went to one man in Durban Street who said, by this cost of living bad, I got to leave Guyana. And then they were put in the papers, people leaving Guyana because of the cost of living. And when you read what the journalist said, he said in his story, he met a man in Durban Street who said he may gotta leave Guyana because of the cost of living. So I take your point that people's opinion should be respected, but this is a wide, vast world of different kinds of people. You have bad people, you have good people. Anyway,
Mr. Lal put something in the article that people leaving Guyana. You with your own mouth just now say Guyana is the most people traveling around the world is Guyanese.
No, but that was
it's not a good thing for you to leave in your country.
No, but what he said was fictional. That people said they're leaving Guyana because of the cost of living.
No, cost of living is very easy right now. Things are easy right now.
Anyway.
Things tight. You can't run from though. But it's not here alone. All over the world.
Yeah, it's all over the world. Americans are, in dire straits. That's why they voted for Trump, because Trump said, look. Anyway, look, your thanks for coming through.
Yeah, Mr. Kidd.
Okay, bye-bye. Good evening.
A very good evening to you, sir. Hello?
Yes, man. You're on the air. Go ahead. Make your presentation.
There are two things to say. The first thing I would want you to know that our parliament was closed because of COVID-19. Is it the conference center now is the new parliament of Guyana? And why do we turn it into parliament instead of the conference center? That's just one, because of I get to see it with visits and I go as a Guyanese. And after all what's happening in our country, they use that place as a place of because of they had it COVID-19 and what's not. But is that our new parliament? As one. Two, as next year is approaching very rapidly, it's moving very fast from this year to next year. And next year is a really year that a lot of things happening. I believe that the national budget should have been come out already in this same year to cover for next year. Because if we have election, our parliament will be closed by August, September time. Our budget that's supposed to be out by now, instead of waiting for next year to bring out the budget, it should have been out. The So that's really my concern, really, about the parliament and the budget. But I got one more thing that we talked about last week pertaining to these accidents that is across our roadways. Now, there is a number of cameras up on our roads, our streets, areas, different areas, etc. Is it these cameras is working or it is not working? Because why I ask this question, now this question is really for the traffic officers to answer. Now, if these cameras is working, and you see on the monitor or the control system that a vehicle is coming from the airport, traveling at a rapid speed, and the camera picking it up. And when you reach past Diamond somewhere, I don't want to name a place because I don't want to call nothing on anybody. You hear the truck hit up somebody, upside it down, crash up, what's that? Why is it that the control system that I have there cannot call a police station or a traffic or some police vehicle and say, hey, number so-and-so, stop him, take his license, let him come in? Is it the cameras do not pick up these drivers, pick up people but traveling at a fast rate, what committing crimes upon our roadways?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that's a mystery, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I go every evening with my dog on the seawall, the esplanade where the First Lady has landscaped, and there is a police outpost there with the live cameras, and they have the screen to see what is going on. And I saw an incident, and I went to them and asked them to run the cameras, and they told me, you got to get it from another place, and that will be tomorrow. I am not an electronic guy, but I would like to think common sense would tell us, if you have cameras and a monitor in a building, and it looks, the cameras capture the adjacent roads, like what we have in the studio. Right now in the studio, there are cameras that if anybody come in the building road, and you go to the people and say, look, something just happened, run the cameras. They run the cameras there when you see what happened. But the people told me at the police outpost of the seawall, they have to get that from the headquarters, the command center, which is next to Giffland, behind the convention center. Behind the International Convention Center is the command center for all these cameras. They have to get that the next day. This was a case in which a policeman did a wrong to a motorist. So I just say to them, look, run the cameras, you could see the police did a wrong to that guy. I was there. They say you have to get it next.
You know, when you look at these things, right, I have nothing against traffic officers. I have let me just say this. I have highly regard to traffic officers, police in the whole.
Police work hard. Police work hard. Police need a big wage to pay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this. I grew up seeing police, and I don't know why they don't continue it. This was something good. They used to get police playing bands. They used to be in the bandstands.
They still have that. They were there earlier this year. I saw them there.
No, but I know about almost every week they used to be. I saw every Sunday they would be in the garden.
Yeah.
And they play the what's that, you know. But
yeah, I come from that age. I know what you're talking about. I belong to that era.
Yeah, I wanted to know if they don't have an area in the police force where that they could gain some assistance from the public, like some advice. Open an advice I don't know how they can do it. But listen to the public views that they can work with the public to help to solve these mysteries and crimes that is happening on our roadways. I'm afraid. I got 2 young sons. I'm afraid to go on the road. These guys, people, and they don't care anything anymore. And these cameras that I have on the road, on the street, should be used immediately. That response right away or urgently. You in a control system room and you see these cameras and you see a car driving at a fast rate. Your duty is to call some officer at the closest point to stop that vehicle, take away that man's license, at least give him 1 week to start himself out, and then get him back on the road or wherever. I don't know how they do it. Forgive me. I don't want to lay no blame. Anyway, sir, that's what I have to offer.
Okay, hope to hear from you next Friday.
Yes.
Bye-bye, have a nice weekend. I don't understand that thing about those cameras. If you have the cameras there, you should be able to see what goes on right away. What that gentleman said about the cameras, I saw that myself when I went to the police outpost and I said, look the cameras and you can see what the policeman did. They say they have to request. Good evening.
Mr. Kissoon.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening to you.
I want to know why people vex with the president for calling the meeting with the contractors. Let me tell you something. The contractors know what they have to do. If they go and sign, forget this contract, and they're supposed to do the paperwork, they take in the money, the mobilization, and do other things, the president has to pull them up. I don't want to hear stupidness from other people. The president has to pull these people up. Good. Number 2, Mr. Modi was here.
Modi, yeah.
The Modi, that was the biggest democracy in the world, right?
Of course, yes.
And the man laid out some, I believe it's 7 thing with the fertilizer, the agriculture, the thing. And I believe that was a very good venture. Is Guyanese come for all that thing, or he had to make any other stops?
He had a meeting in Brazil, the G20 meeting in Brazil, and then from Brazil he came over to Guyana.
Well, that is very good. That is, here we tell the people, let me work together and let him pull up themselves. Let me give Mr. Afanali a next 5 years. And if people could vote for Afanali like how they vote for Trump in America, that would be very good. Because everybody depending on the Batak and Trump, everybody depending on Trump now for bring back the whole place. You see how the place tarnished it all? One set of immigrants going into the place and got it stupid. The money with the people, they can't even get money for pay pension just. And that is my take. But what I'm saying,
who can't get money to pay pension? What was that?
I said that I don't feel that the people can get when all these immigrants go into these places, how the people can get money for do certain things? That is a strain on the economy. In America, is a strain on the economy, Mr. Kissoon. That's why the man want to get rid of some. Anyway, it's a sad situation. And
why you say anyways? Anyway.
Anyways, a sad situation.
Anyway, not anyways. Anyway.
I know that. I know that the Prime Minister is coming up to Linden. They're doing some sharing some contracts and some good. But you know what I wonder? How these ministers working so hard, if the president got it, everybody talking about raise the pay. I don't see they raising the pay for the ministers. The ministers supposed to get to raise the pay too. All the ministers working very hard every day, whole day and night, they're supposed to get to raise the pay too. That's my thing.
Okay. Well, I hope to hear from you next Friday.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Good. We're moving on. 231-2982. Call us and let's hear what you have to say. Carlos, give us good evening.
Freddie, good evening. I'm listening to you and I must agree with everything you said. I just want to point out something, Freddie. Many, many moons ago, there were those of us who were always critiquing and exposing this farce of Western liberal democracy. It's one of the greatest cons ever invented and thrust on non-white people in the third world. Okay? Now, if you're speaking about Jamaica and other countries and so, and you're right. You see, white supremacy is not just a system of global domination. I'm going to be more specific here. I'm talking about the Anglo-Saxon nations, because people in the Caribbean and the global South need to understand or be reminded by what Walter Rodney pointed out in his book, Groundings with My Brothers, that the colonial project, the invasion of indigenous lands, and the genocide committed against indigenous people, then the invasion of Africa, and the trade in captured Africans that provided the material basis for the takeoff of capitalism in the West, and then colonialism, are all products of the Anglo-Saxon nations, not the Slavic nations. I don't have to Putin. Putin ancestors never went to Africa and captured Africans and brought them and enslaved them.
Point taken.
This is a Western project, and the Western nations looked the other day.
Point taken.
Rees-Mogg, who is a leading conservative member of parliament, said that we should thank them for civilizing us. We left them that they left us with democratic institutions. In other words, we should thank the British for bringing slavery to an end. You know that's a lie. That's historical revisionism. Good. You know as well as I do that all the American founding fathers, those who drafted the documents at the time for the Constitution, everyone was slaveholders. Everyone. Do you know that Marcus Garvey and his wife, his second wife, almost broke up? He told his wife never to go back to Jamaica. She took the children to Jamaica for some visit. Why? Because of the way he was treated. This is the Jamaica that produced, as you said, Bob Marley, U-Roy, and all of those radical musicians, right? And then, as you pointed out, what people like Edward Said, Frantz Fanon, discourses on colonialism by Amy Césaire and others, exposing colonialism for what it did to us, and we still have people. You have a man who has a doctorate talking nonsense about Guyana lacks the pillars of liberal democracy. Let me tell you something. I have never batted for the PPP, but I am going to be, and I will always be intellectually honest. This country is 10,000 times more democratic than the United States. And I am prepared to debate any comic on that. Let them come. You know who's talking to you. You can arrange the discussion. You can arrange the debate. Let's have the panelists and let's go for it.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
No, thank you. That's all.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hi, hello there. Good night. You're on the air.
Good night.
Yeah, we're listening. Everybody listening.
Good night.
Good night.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. I try my best.
I watch your program for the longest while.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. Just continue talking.
Can you hear?
Hello?
Yes, I am here.
Go on, sir.
Good.
Hello? Hello, sir. Lost that caller. Good. If you can't get through on the landline because of the amount of calls, if you want to inform the viewership of something that happened or that people need to know, call my cell phone, 614-5927. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes. Let me talk about the crisis.
The what?
I am basing the government. Let me talk about the food item, the grains and the thing for the market. How it's so expensive. Why? Right? Hello?
Yes, go on.
Yes. Banana, mango, everything go right here. And why it's so expensive? Why? Why it's so expensive? A bottle of coconut water is 500. Why it's so expensive? Why? The crisis, why it's so expensive? Hello?
Yes, sir, go on, make your point. We're listening to you. Make your point.
Yes. Why are these grains and all these things coming going right here? Why it's so expensive? On the market, when last time I talked about the market?
Day before yesterday.
And you saw what going on in the market?
I'm listening to you. Yeah. Go on, sir.
I put up two planting for $500 and going right here. Right? 4 melange for $500 and going right here. Yeah? Why?
That's it? Anything else, sir? Hello? Well, I have to correct that guy. People have the right to their opinion, and you have this forum, but 2 pounds, 2 plantain is not $500, and I know that because I bought it this week. 2 plantains are not $500. I mean, he has a problem with the cost of produce and things in the market. But you have to be careful with amplification and exaggeration. 2 plantains are not $500. Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam.
Sir, you know, there are some people they're talking a set of stupidness, can't really take this thing, you know. If your man just come on and say, you want to talk about crisis, how cook, not expensive, everything expensive, me be sure to know something, right? He must go on backyard, and I think Bush must take it over. Plant your backyard, the man get 2 little greens and them thing and then try to assist yourself somebody. You understand? This thing that call for all of them, you understand? You have balanje expensive. Man, plant couple balanje tree in your backyard before Bush got take them over. You understand? And you got to get up and help born. I'm always say something. Plant or perish. You understand? Plant or perish. You understand? Nobody now want plant. Everybody want oil money in their pocket. Everybody want oil money in their. They will get the oil money in the pocket and they will still say thing expensive, thing bad. You understand? We can't understand some Guyanese, but it's the leaders them in this country, like Leonard and Larry, that can get them stupid, they can't think straight, and they dope for them a smoke that like they run mad. That's it, buddy.
Okay. Thanks for coming through. Bye-bye. Good. Time is going. It's, as one of the persons said, time flies. So we've got 11 minutes more to go. Time really flies. So call and tell us what is on your mind. Call and offer your opinions, your complaints, and your viewpoints. So if you want to inform the viewers of something and you can't get through. Hello there, welcome to the Freddie Kissoon Show call-in program. Go ahead, we're listening to you.
I can ask me why the guy said that 2 planting is 500.
2 planting is not 500. I know that.
Planting up to this morning.
I bought plantains. We buy plantains every week. I bought plantains day before yesterday. It is a scientific fact that I paid far less than $500 for 3 plantains.
I buy plantain this morning.
2 plantains are not. I know that for sure.
For $500.
2 plantains are not. He was speaking to someone who went in the market day before yesterday and bought plantains.
I feel they should get some. They should get some mole and plant at the back of the.
I mean, prices. He has a point about prices, but he exaggerated a bit there.
The crisis all over the world, Mr. Kissoon. You can't stop that. He can't stop that. This thing, you know, the white man, the sign on CNN, there wouldn't be no more cheap food in the world. I listened to CNN, the man, I listened about 5 years ago, the man said there would be no more cheap food in the world. So people got to get up and get. All right, that's right.
Okay, thanks. People have a right to their opinion, and this is a forum that you can express yourself. But I know for a fact, I know this like watching the palm of my hand, 2 plantains. The plantains that I bought were 4 plantains, and they didn't cost $500. So this is a man who goes in the market and buy provision. I buy my provisions in the market. I bought plantains up to last week. We made split pea soup, and I bought all the provisions last week. And 2 plantains are not. Hello there. Welcome to the program. Yeah, make your presentation. We're listening.
Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
The people who drive in, right? Who cause an accident?
Yeah.
They should take away the license.
Well, the law provides for that.
No license. Because why you taking a truck license or a car license and the man still driving a minibus or a motorbike, riding a motorbike? You understand? I think you should take away the license completely. You understand?
Yeah. Well, they got to take away the license if they're found guilty.
No, brother, but if you causing a death, you understand?
Yeah.
Causing a death, to be on the, you want to pass it to court and let it go free? You got to do something, and these drivers are supposed to get every 5 years, I guess. Thank you.
Okay, but before you go, that problem with eye tests, it's not people over 50 years, 55, 60 causing these accidents. Are young people that are seeing better than you and me. It's not eye tests, it's their mentality.
I worked many bus 30 years. And if you guys now on this road, brother, you understand?
Yeah.
This road, if you think people didn't put, I work part of many bus for 30 years. I can tell you what goes on in this road. I'm not speaking because I speaking, you understand?
Well, if you work 30 years on the road, your experience must be very, very wide.
Yes, sir.
You must see a lot of things on these roadways. What's that?
They take your payment and make road
Yeah.
By our bus street there. Understand, brother? But you got part of it, park there. See, we just black up the whole market by safety there. I know police do nothing. We got camera, what the camera doing?
Yeah, people calling about people talking about the cameras, yeah. Bye-bye, man. Thanks for making your point.
Yeah, bye-bye.
You're on the air. Go ahead, sir or madam. Let's hear what you have to say.
Hey, Freddie. Good night. Good night, my brother.
Yeah? Well, continue to talk.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm a driver on the road. I live on the East Bank. Now, these pedal cyclists and these battery motorbike where they have, these people are now right on the right side of the road, man. You're going to Georgetown, they're riding on the same side. You're going to Timiri, they're riding opposite, going towards you. These are the people that are causing a lot of accidents on the road too, minor accidents.
They're not riding on the lane that they're supposed to ride on?
No, they're not on the lane, bro. When you go in, they're coming towards you, which is the wrong side. And police set up on the road all over the place and then I see this thing. This is dangerous. Be a driver, you gotta take care and sometimes you make a little slip, you jam them, you in the water worries.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah.
These things, police not see these things there, man. You going down and use level brakes up and if you only jam one of these people in this problem. All over the place, all over the East Bank, this up. I don't know if you have on the East Coast, West Coast, or wherever, but I know on the East Bank. Rapid. And these things, the police look at it, look into these things, man.
I can't understand, and I don't think anybody in the world would understand how the Guyana police force operate.
Right.
I take the Rupert Craig Highway, what we call the old highway, every day, 2-3 times. I go, come to the studio, then I come back to the national park. So I use these roadways all the time. And you have these police men and women stopping people, raise your license, so can I see your papers, can I see your license?
Yes.
And when the night comes, you don't know where these policemen and policewomen are. People do crazy things on the street. I see every weekend on my street, railway embankment, 15, 20, 25 youths riding all over the thing without helmet. So I don't know if anybody in the world could understand the Guyanese police force.
Well, I hear the president had some conversation.
Yeah?
Yes, I hear the president had some conversation with the police, them concerning this fast driving on the road. They should look into those things too. The police then should look into those things and try to get these people off the road or do the right thing. When they see them riding on the wrong side, charge them. And they will do the right thing.
Yeah. I see.
Yes, Freddie, that's why I have to tell you, man, Freddie. This thing is disturbing, dude. This thing is disturbing because I drive in the road every day.
Yeah, I drive in the road every day too. I see. You talk about daytime. You gotta come by where I live in the night to see. It's surreal. It's like if Guyana don't exist. These 20 guys. Exhaust modified, and they're riding by Giffland, riding by Movie Town, riding at railway embankment, disturbing you with loud engine sound and no helmet, and they go up by Sherry Street, then they come down back, and then the next day in the morning at 9 o'clock, you see these policemen stopping husbands and wives, stopping people in their car with their children. Can I see your papers? I'm not a believer, sir, but if there's a God, I think the police, he would be afraid that he would criticize the police in Guyana. Anyway, anything else?
No, brother, thank you. That's all.
Bye-bye. Good. Hello there, good evening.
Good evening. I hear a lot of people complain about for the accident them on the road and them thing, and the police not do nothing. Of course the police them not do nothing. The police not got time with you or how you drive reckless and thing no more. You understand? The police want you make an accident. They're a spray for you make an accident, so they where the money there. You understand? That are not 5,000 and 10,000 grains and Hamilton Green and thing no more. That big money. You understand? So you see you're up on the road, see police have pull banners at those shares stupidness on the road. And the police are not doing nothing, they're not concerned and care, they want you crash. When you crash and you make an accident, well, they're not going to make a money. You understand? You see the man there under their stoplight on their cell phone, send message and a text and a thing, you know, a text, the man got time with you, the man got no time with nobody, police. That's what police done in this country right now. They make
Thanks for coming through, man. Thanks for coming through. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good, our time has come. We can take one more call. So let's go. Our time has come. So we have to go. It's 1 minute past 10, so we're over program time, but somebody may want to call in. So as I normally do when the time comes, when our time is up, I count to 10, and if there is no call before I complete the count, that's it. So I'm counting down now, and we have to say goodbye for this weekend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our program has come to an end. We have completed an hour and a half. Our operators have to go home. It's now 10 o'clock. So I wouldn't take any more call. We will see you on Monday when we will have our normal interview program. So see you next week. Take care of yourself. Try always to be happy. And as the song says, smile even though your heart is breaking. You got to just keep on smiling and keep on being happy. So that's it. Thanks for being with us for the hour and a half in our calling program. We didn't have any slack moments, so people have things on their mind. Don't let me keep talking and keep our operators going. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Have a pleasant weekend.